Hi trombones, Mr. Y here, obviously, with a little tutorial on how to take care of your trombone and make sure the slide is working really, really good so you can play those really fast notes. Taking care of your trombone is important for two reasons, really. Number one, you want to keep the germs away from it. You want to keep it nice and clean so the germs and bacteria and things like that can't grow. You don't want to be putting your lips on something with lots of germs on it. That's icky. Ugh. And number two, of course, it'll play a lot better too if you do keep the slide so it's nice and fast so you can really play it really well. Okay? So a couple things about the trombone. First of all, this part up here does need to move as well. You can see that the slide opens up here just a little bit. And the way you do that, by the way, is you kind of grab the trombone like this and move it up and down with your thumbs. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Okay, you can see that's there. If it moves fairly easily like this, that's good. It doesn't need to move really, really easily. You don't want it falling out or anything. But you do need to be able to tune, and this is the way you do it on the trombone. Okay. Main slide, of course, is the most important thing on the trombone, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do now. I'm going to take this apart first, just so I can only deal with the slide part. I'm going to put down the bell of the trombone. We don't need that right now. Okay, so the main slide of the trombone, of course, first of all, you want to make sure it's unlocked. And if you don't understand your locking mechanism, if you don't know how it works, you may want to examine it and just check it out. There are a few different kinds, and if you're not sure how it locks, you should come to me and I'll help you figure it out and all that kind of stuff. Whenever you're not playing your trombone actively, and I even mean still if it's in your hand still, you should have that lock locked automatically, because then if you let it go, it doesn't fall out on the floor. Obviously, if the slide falls out on the floor, it's a piece of metal, yes, but it's a very thin and fragile piece of metal, and if it gets dented or bent at all, it's not going to work very well. So you want to take really good care of your trombone. It doesn't seem like it would be a gentle instrument, but you really do have to treat it gently and with respect if it's going to work for you, of course. Okay? So now when we're cleaning it, though, you're going to unlock it, of course, and the first thing you're going to do is take the outer slide off. Okay, you don't need the outer slide right now. You're going to lay that aside also. Okay? What you need to clean the inner slide is you need a couple things. First of all, you need a little paper towel. You need a little cold cream or slide oil. Some people use slide oil. I'm going to show you how to use the cold cream right now. This is just like some of your moms probably have at home to take off their makeup. Sometimes ladies use this. Or you can go to the drugstore, of course, and get a little bottle of it. This has lasted me right now, I think, about 5 years. You can see I'm halfway done with it. And it cost me, I think, $1 maybe. So it's really, really cheap to go to the drugstore and get it. It smells nice too, actually. If you don't know what it smells like, smell it sometimes. Just called cold cream, okay? I've got a little teeny bottle. You don't need much. I'm going to use a water bottle in just a minute too, you'll see, and then later we're going to use a mouthpiece cleaner as well. But for right now, what you're going to do, I'm going to back up here so you can see the whole thing. You're going to take the inner slide of the trombone and clean it off really good with a paper towel. If it's been fairly clean already, you probably won't get a whole lot off here, but that's good, that's fine. Okay? Now, once you've gotten that done, what you're going to do is get a little teeny bit of cold cream on your finger, not a whole lot, just need a little bit, like so. Okay? And there's a part on the trombone slide where it starts to get just a little bit bigger. You can see down here, there's a little bump on the trombone. That's where I'm going to put it. And I'm going to spread it around on both slides. Like I said, you don't need much. If you're getting big goopy piles of it all over the place, you're using too much. You don't need a whole lot. You can see there's barely any there. You can barely see it's there. Okay? Then I'm going to take the outer slide and I'm going to put it back on. Now be careful. You can put the outer slide on upside down. It will fit. Okay? If you get the outer slide on and you go to play, you'll notice two things if you did it wrong. Number one, the spit valve is on top instead of on the bottom. If you did that, you did it wrong. Okay. Second thing is, if your lock does not work at all, that means you put it on wrong too, because there's a mechanism that interacts from this slide to this. So you have to have it on the right side in order for the lock to work. So if you put it on upside down, just take it off and do it again. That's fine. Okay. You'll notice now it locks. Now it locks. Really, it does. I gotta get it adjusted, I guess. There we go. Okay. Now it locks. Whoops. Now it locks. Okay. And the spit valve's on the bottom. Now the coup de grace, the really cool part at the end. Okay, I'm going to take the slide and I'm going to move most of the way out. Right now I'm just putting it on the floor. You can't really see that end, but I'm putting it on the floor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my water bottle and spray just a little teeny bit of water on it. Okay, now I do have water bottles here at school. I do have the cold cream here at school. If I ever find you abusing the water bottle, that is spraying somebody with it, you will not have access to it anymore. You will lose that privilege. Okay, you're a responsible middle schooler. You need to treat this responsibly and not stupidly. Okay? Anyway, then your slide is really, really, really fast. Because what happens is, if you look really carefully here, you might be able to see it. I don't know. Let me see if you can see this. what happens is the cold cream interacts with the water and it makes little droplets of water on the slide. It's a little bit like if your mom or dad waxes the car and then it rains, you get those little drops of water on the car. It's a little bit like that. Those little drops of water make it move really, really fast. Okay. If you do all this and your slide is still not working very well, probably it's just a little bit bent. They can bend just a little bit or get a little bit out of center, and that way the slide won't work very well. Okay. If you have done all the greasing here and it's still not working, bring it to me and I'll see if I can fix it. And if I can't, we might have to take it out to the shop or something like that. Trombones, like I said, are actually pretty fragile because they're long, and so they're easy to kind of bang into things accidentally because they're very cool instruments, but they are a little big and awkward sometimes too. You got to be really, really careful when you play them. Okay, so then you of course put the trombone back together and you're all good to go. I'm not going to do that right now because I want to show you one more thing. The one more thing is how to clean your mouthpiece, and I'm just going to show you using a trumpet mouthpiece because that's what I have handy, but it's the same thing for trombone. Okay, to clean your mouthpiece, and you don't need to do this every day. And by the way, you don't need to do the slide cream every day either. Probably the slide cream maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks if you're not playing all that much. But basically, when you feel it start to get sticky, you need to make sure to do that. Okay, the mouthpiece thing probably about every week or two. The only thing you need to really do kind of every day on the trombone is empty the spit valve. And I'm sure I don't have to show you guys how to do that. Please make sure that when you do it here in the band room, you do it over the garbage can. We don't want people slipping and sliding on the water on the floor. That's a hazard. We don't want to do that. Okay? So, but anyway, your mouthpiece, there's a little brush that I have that looks like a little teeny Christmas tree. Okay? That's for brushing out your mouthpiece. All you do is you get a little water going through the mouthpiece at your sink. Get a little soap and water on the brush, and then you run it in and out. You can put it in this end and clean it all out. Put it in this end, clean it all out. Clean out the the cup of it a little bit with a little paper towel, just wipe it out and that kind of thing. You get it all nice and shiny, then it's really good to go. If you do these things on a fairly regular basis, not only is your trombone going to stay germ-free and healthy, but also it's going to play really well. Okay, the slide is going to move really, really easily. So those are things that you really need to do, on a regular basis. It's not something you need to do every day, except for the spit valve thing. But you do need to kind of do it periodically. If you have one of these at home, you can use it at home. Sometimes when you rent a trombone, they give you what's called a care kit in a little bag, and it has one of these in it. You can use it at home, of course, if you want. Or I do have them here in school at the sink in the band room. You don't have to ask permission. Just go on in there before band class starts or after band class ends. You can do it anytime you want to, okay? Again, just be responsible in that room. Make sure you clean up all your messes. Don't leave it a big mess for somebody else. If you do spill water or something, that's fine. Just clean it up, and we're good to go, okay? Thanks very much. Good luck.